Hello! Yes, I'm changing my name to Goosebumps. Yes, Goosebumps. Yes, I feel goosebumps. I've just, I've just experienced the world. The world, I tell you. Wow. God, I hate my voice. I swear to God, I thought I sounded a lot cooler than I do. My voice really sucks. I sound wussy and not very manly at all. Yeah, damn it, I just said that. So, yo, 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 y'all. I got something to say. So, yeah, Richard. Okay, I'm not really good at that. I need to practice that more. So, the reason that I'm here is to talk about my BMW speakers that I modified. If you guys would, look at my stuff sometimes. Well, not my stuff, I mean my channel. My other talkings. I'm telling you, this is some really cool crap I'm talking about here. I think it's quite useful, and if only someone could find me. But yes, in the meantime, so I had the Magnapans hooked up, and I had the NHTs hooked up. The Magnapan, what is that? The MMG, the old ones that I got back in 2008. Damn, that's what 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Crap, can't believe that. But and then I had them hooked up with the BMWs. I think I got those back in 2003. I think I paid $300 for them. I think I paid 550 for the Magnapans. And what the hell else? I paid what the hell did I pay? I paid. Let me see. What the hell am I showing? Okay, good. You can't see anything. Yeah, it's really dark as crap in here. I can't believe how ugly this thing looks. But that's not the point. The point is, yeah, that's the body. I keep it in the bag for my radio control car. If I hadn't mentioned that before, what the hell is that? Palmer. That's the company that makes these the plastic, the Lexan bodies. I think that's an 8 scale car. Let me see. How long did I have that damn thing? I think I bought that back in 2005 at yeah, that's, you see, that's the BMW Hall. I think yeah, and I haven't actually been able to afford. Oh crap! I wonder if I'm covering. Am I covering? Maybe that's why nobody's listening. I'm wondering if I'm covering. I think I'm covering the speaker, but I wonder if I'm covering the microphone also. But I don't know in the other videos. Oh crap! I'm covering the camera now. Sir, what little light I could actually provide. Yeah, I'm watching this video on by that guy Rich something, Rich Bills. He modifies Teslas. He's really into electric cars. I wish I could do that. That guy really just tears those damn things apart completely. I mean, just pulls them down to their bare wires, takes the batteries out, their wiring harnesses. That is badass. That guy's, he must be really highly intelligent and have a crap load of patience to put up with that crap. I tell you. That's really kick-ass. I did rewire a BMW one time. I was working for this car shop, a repair shop down the block there from me, in England, of course. And it took me the whole damn day because I think I started at like, I don't know, it was 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I don't think it was 10. I don't think I started that late. And then I think we were working until 4. That was a crap load of fun. I rewired that damn thing. I traced, like, from the fuse box to where the wires were because I think the ignition or the lights or something, or I don't think anything was working. And that was an accomplishment that I'll never forget. I can't believe I actually did that. I thought it would be a daunting task, but it's power of the human brain, though. It's like what I was saying in the other video, how strong the brain is, how powerful and infinite it is, and how actually I think we know everything, but we just don't tap into it because for the lifestyles that we live, excuse me, we don't use it, because we're doing something stupid all the time, like hating things, hating people, hating food, hating life. So we're constantly rejecting knowledge that just floats out there, I think it's just waiting for us to tap into it. It's like streaming knowledge. It's like streaming, streaming videos. But the knowledge that's been out there in the universe, the consciousness of the universe, we're not tapping into. Okay, what the hell do you call this kind of talk? That But oh yeah, back to my music then. So I'm using the BMWs, but I had to change the, I don't know, it made it such a big change. I changed the metal dome tweeter that it comes with, a really cool looking tweeter, because I like to take those things apart. But I like to take them apart and see what makes them tick. That's why I like buying cheap crap though, because you can't buy you know, like those K computers, like thousands of dollars computers, speakers, or amplifiers or CD players. Because it's like if you do something wrong, you're gonna be effed. You're gonna be out of a crap load of money. But if you buy cheap speakers, I mean those $300 speakers, that's not really cheap. That buys a lot of ice cream, and Drake's Devil Dogs and Hostess cupcakes, apple pies that I can't stop eating. That's why I'm a fat hog. But story for another time. But yeah, I wanted to try those Dayton Audio or Parts Express speakers. They have these badass speakers, these new speakers with like these really. They look delicious though. These little 4-inch, they're dual 4-inch woofers with a soft dome tweeter. And they're really narrow. This thing I love about them. But they were 228 when they first came out, like a year ago. No, wait, have they been out? No, they haven't been out. Damn, what the hell am I talking about? I think they just came out like a month ago or something, and maybe not even that long. But yeah, I think it was at least a month, maybe two. That guy Steve Guttenberg, I think he reviewed them, and he was really praising them. He was like comparing them to the ELAC, the B6.2. I think that's what it's 6.2. Yeah, I keep wanting to throw a 5 in there for some reason. And that I mentioned that in my other video though, where I think I got them at 250. And I thought I got a deal because I think they were 300. They actually started out at 500, I think, a year ago. Could be wrong. It might have been 6 months ago because they had the B5s, I think. Oh, not the B5s, the the B6. They didn't have a port because now they moved the woofer up a little bit. I think they made I was going to say the chassis, but the box. I think they made it a little taller so they could put a port at the bottom. And I think that's what makes it boomy. But I found the other thing that I want to get into, I recommend that if you have a boomy speaker, you could possibly you don't need a powerful amplifier, because I from experimenting with speakers all my life since I was a kid. I remember when I was, I don't know, 10 or something like that, or 11, tearing the family, the console apart and seeing what makes it tick. That was really cool. It had tubes in it and things. Yeah, that was like back in 1993. I mean, yeah, but because it was old, it was vintage, and we kept it around, from Gramps and my great granddad and stuff. I think, hoping to give away my age, but yeah, what was I talking about? There's so much to discuss here. I end up making like 1,000 videos. That's what I need to do. I need to make like 1,000 videos, so then I'll flood YouTube with it. Then everybody will have to watch my videos, whether they want to or not. I mean, out of, what is it, 7 billion people on the planet? So somebody's got to watch. I got to get 1 billion, maybe 1 million, even 100,000. So somebody's got to watch this crap. Maybe I'll try and make 1 billion videos. But oh yeah, enough about me. Let me get back to the task at hand. So I'm using the BMWs. I had the hard dome tweeters, but it's like when I want to get rid of stuff, it's like I need a reason, because I didn't want to just like take it out. So I took it out and I sabotaged my own life. I did evil and mean things to those hard dome, the metal dome, like aluminum dome tweeter. They look really beautiful. But I still want to tell that story about the Joe Leaders and the DM. What the hell was that? digital monitors, DM602 BMW speakers from moons ago, and the I think it was the 1260 or something like that, or 1250. I think it was the 1260 TX CD player, and how this thing would go creamy smooth. I swear to God, this thing was so awesome, and it just blew my mind. I was tube rolling. I was using the Svetlanas and the EI tubes. I think I mentioned that in one of the other videos. But I think it's so important though to just constantly experiment with these things. But yeah, back to the BMWs though. So I somehow conveniently ruined those tweeters, and then I tried a number of different things in those boxes. But I tell you, a lot of those ideas those guys come up with, like Gutenberg and any of those audio guys, how they talk about pulling the speakers out into the room as much as possible. It is, I think it's so valid, you know. I don't care what size room you have. If you can pull those speakers out, away from the walls and away from the back walls and away from the front walls or whatever the hell they call them, as far as possible, at least 3 to 4 feet, maybe even 5 feet, because I think I'm about 3 or 4 feet from, like the rear wall behind the speakers, and from side to side, I might be maybe 2 or 3, maybe, no, it's got to be more than 2 feet, and I think I might be a little closer to the left wall than I am the right wall, but it seems to work though. That's the other thing you gotta experiment with, because that's what they say a lot, constantly adjusting those speakers. Sometimes it takes hours. I was reading in like the Absolute Sound and Stereo file about how it really takes a lot to adjust those speakers to get them right, and but I think I don't know. I'm kind of, the jury's kind of out on that for me, only because, I mean, tonight I hooked these speakers up. I removed the NHT, I removed the Magnapans, and because I'm running everything on that Dayton Audio, that 15 watt per channel little amplifier. It has no controls. It's just like a little amplifier. You can either use like I think they call it the wall wart, the actual transformer and power supply, that converts AC to 12 volt. Then you plug the 12 volt, lead into the amplifier itself. But you can also run it on batteries. But I tried both the batteries. I think it takes 8 AA batteries. I think that's what it is, or the wall wart. But I'm also running that through. I keep forgetting about that. I think it's Acoustic Research. I think that's the name of it. I remember I've had that thing for years now. I must have had that thing for like 10 years or more. And I bought 2 of them because they were on sale. I think it was Heartland America. I'm not sure if I've seen those things. I could have sworn I've seen it somewhere lately, but I'm not sure if it's the same thing. I keep forgetting what mine looks like, even though I look at it almost every day. But yeah, I think it's Acoustic Research. I'm not sure if it's that speaker company or if it's like one-off company from China. But the first time I plugged that in, it was like years ago, and I noticed it got a little smoother, because I think I was using that Sony jukebox, the 200 CD changer that I've had for quite some time now, and I won't say how long, but it's been 2 decades, and but okay, I didn't have it though, but it was like passed down to me, from my great 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 grandfather. Yeah, that's the ticket. So yeah, and like anytime I plug that thing into anything, I noticed just a little more smoothness would come out of it. So it has, because it's supposed to be a surge protector, but it definitely has some power conditioning characteristics. But so I have that part, I mean that piece, I have that plugged into the pile power conditioner, and let me tell you, it makes such a difference. So it's like a double power conditioning. And I don't know, I was thinking sometimes those things could actually interact badly with each other, because as electricity or electrical systems go, polarity and ohms, all that crap, and, frequency, because it's all operating on a certain frequency. Sometimes these things could go really bad. Crap, I can't believe I'm going into like 14 and a half minutes, almost 15 minutes, just yakking like crazy. Haven't even gotten to the damn point yet. But anyway, Yeah, so try and make this as quick as possible now because this is getting crazy. So yeah, with that, I have that plugged in, and I'm using that. If you see my other video, have a shot of the newer. I don't think they sell the old one anymore. The TIAC CD player, single disc CD player, that I took out of the box. So I try and move the transformer, away from the other electronics, and actually try and move the electronics away from each other, and get them out of that box, that metal box, because the electromagnetic field is bouncing around in there, and probably creating radio frequencies or radio frequency radiation that's affecting the other components. So when I did that, I noticed I pulled that out. It definitely sounded a bit smoother. It was a noticeable difference. So that's the way I have it operating. It's really cool. Plus, I want to see like the little disc spinning. I can see the CD spinning, but you have to be careful how you take it out because you still need the clamp on top. It's actually a little magnetic clamp. It's so cool, and that you clamp it on top. But it's like it's separate. It's a separate little piece. So when you change the CD, you have to take that little magnetic piece off, and then you can take the CD off. And when you put the new CD on, you just place it, in its little form there. Its little platform there that has like a little boss that raises up to meet the hole of the CD, and then because it's magnetic or it's metal, and then this little magnetic ring. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's just like a little round ring. It's just like a magnet, that just but they put like a piece of plastic around it. I think that was to help, like the top. There's like almost a bridge across the top of the where the drawer slides out, and then when the CD rolls back in, the drawer rolls back in, it comes down, and clamps the CD through, magnetically to the bottom part, and then it begins to spin. But it's so cool to see it spinning like that. I've always wanted to be able to see it. I hate it the way the CD would just go in there and disappear, and you'd never see it again. The only bad part, though, is that you have to make sure that, I mean, I haven't had a problem with it with dust or anything, but you have to, that dust may actually get on everything. But you can just like cover it with a small towel or something to keep the dust off, or just hit it with a feather duster, but make sure the feather duster, little feathers, don't get caught in there. I mean, it shouldn't do anything, because it's not magnetic or anything. But the dust, it does have an electrical charge, so you have to be careful. Actually, I just thought of that. I've never actually thought of that aspect before. But I try and take everything out of the box, like even that little cheap, that $25 Dayton amplifier. I think it's a Class T or something like that, a Class D. I'm not sure if it's TriPath because I'm not using it with the Kenter TriPath amplifier. I haven't used that in a while. Because let me tell you, I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing, but when I tried that amplifier, I tried it in different rooms, and I'm not sure if I took it out of the box anymore, but this thing sounds like a completely different amplifier, I swear to God. This little crap, man. This is actually the point that I was trying to make, because those speaker wires that they talk about, I'm using like garbagey crap speaker wires. I mean, just like I'm using like several different speaker wires also, but I did take the crossovers out of the box, and I have them sitting on the floor on top of one of those little red bricks each. And then, but I used to have those speakers sitting on like a piece of wood that I put like those four long. I think I explained that also. Those four long screws, like wood screws or not like drywall screws. I think they use them for, and but it's sitting on the carpet, but it elevates it, So then I have like these Target stands that I got. I think I got them back in '03 also, originally for these 300 or 303 speakers, and so I have that sitting on top of that wood platform, and then I have the speakers sitting on top of that. I'd always, in the past, this never sounded good. It sounded, compared to the way it sounds now, it sounded like garbage before. I swear to God, no bass, no, it's basically flat high frequency, no depth, no imaging. It's like, but tonight, I hooked that thing up. So I took the other speakers off, and I just hooked it up. I swear to God, I got like those crappy speaker wires that you get. It's like they come in like different colors, like blue, black, brown, and I think they're like 18 gauge or something like that. Really very thin crap, and this thing is imaging. I swear to God, it's imaging to F. I swear to God, this stuff sounds kick ass, man. I can't, I'm hearing instruments, I'm hearing the voice, and it sounds sweet and smooth as crap. I've never heard it sound this sweet and smooth. Because with the, oh, did I mention that I took the old tweeter out, the old metal dome tweeter? I don't know, I just didn't like the way it sounded for some reason, and but I've heard it sound wonderful. I don't know, maybe the crossover though, the difference that it just doesn't work inside the box. But and I was just looking at the Dayton Audio or the Parts Express catalog, and I think it's a 2 3/4 inch tweeter. It's the paper cone tweeter, and it's like $2.35. And this thing, because it's so big, I think that's the other thing, and it's smooth. It just happens to work wonderfully. It's electrically compatible with the B&W crossover. So it's like all this cheap stuff I'm putting together, and it works like, I swear to God, this stuff sounds high end up the wazoo. I mean, it sounds kick ass, man. I swear to God, it sounds kick ass because I'm hearing instruments. The last time I heard instruments like that, I mean. I had this a completely different system, but I've never heard it. I mean, I've gone to shows, I've gone to Sound by Singer, what the hell is that other place? Stereo Exchange and other stereo stores, and none image the way this thing is imaging. This thing is imaging exactly the way those guys are talking about high-end crap images. I mean, I'm hearing instruments like maybe a few inches ahead of the speaker, and maybe like maybe 6 or 8 inches off to the right side, but not at the speaker anymore. I was hearing things where it was really cool, before, because it had the image of every, music coming from the center, the center of the speaker, imaging in the center, but, music coming from the speaker, a point source. But now it's coming, from the center also, and then off to the side, like right behind the speaker, right in front of the speaker, and but I find that it's doing more on the right speaker than it is on the left speaker, because I think the left speaker I have it too close to the rack that I got on sale. Let me see. I think I must have got that on sale like 2008 or something like that. And I need to pull that out into the room. But that one's trying to kick ass too. I noticed it's moving instruments off to the side, maybe like, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches off to the side and right in front of you. But the thing is that the instruments, they sound so sweet. They sound deathly sweet, I swear to God. But I turn it down though. That's the thing. I don't know the size of the room though. It can't be more than, I think, because it opens out to like the rest of the living room. But it's like it's cordoned off. So I was hoping that I would get this kind of effect. But I never imagined. Oh yeah, I was playing that. What's the name of that chick? Avril Lavigne. That one where she, damn, I'm in love with you or some crap like it. I think it's the da 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 da, the da 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 da, the da 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 da. I mean, I've been listening to this thing for years now, and it's never sounded this wonderful. I swear to God, I'm telling you, crappy interconnects, and let me see, what the hell am I? Yeah, it's like I'm using that black, the cords, the interconnects that came with any one of these. I don't even know which one. Anytime you get like the red and the white, left and right channels, and that cheap black cord. I mean, I'm just plugging that in, and that thing sounds kick ass. I gotta try it with that Heyday turntable now again, and because that sounded really beautiful. But yeah, this stuff, I cannot believe how kick ass this thing sounds. But the other thing is to turn it down. I think because I listen to it low because I have crazy neighbors. I think I mentioned that before. But yeah, I gotta take a picture of it. I gotta take another video. take a picture of everything, of how it's set up, but I just wanted to try and explain it. It's actually in the other room. I'm just like imagining it, but it's almost as if I'm not even, in the same vicinity. But yeah, it is so kick ass, because I don't want to get up and go in there because I'm afraid I'm gonna forget something that I want to share. But I'll probably actually remember something else the way I go off topic though all the damn time. But I swear to God, I'm trying to think of what the hell else I wanted to share to explain this. But I mean, is it just oh. I was thinking I wanted to mention how let your ears do the walk, let your ears do the work, let your ears do what they're supposed to do. Because when you turn the music down, like all those things that they always talk about, bass traps and reflections, you eliminate that. One of the guys, I'm not sure if it was Paul McGowan or Steve Guttenberg or some other guy they have a regular YouTube channel. They finally mentioned that someone, or not really mentioned, but they kind of alluded to it, that don't overwhelm the room, you won't need all of that crap. But I found the bass, it's not as boomy, which is nice, and but it sounds more perfect, it sounds more even, because the bass before, when I had it on the floor, it was like it was overwhelming the high frequencies, so I had to add more tweeters to actually, but now that I've lifted it and it's not as much bass, because I added I think, yeah, two more tweeters. I just screwed them onto the box, and then I was, the Magnapans. It really was pretty room filling, but I kept saying to myself, um, maybe I'm overwhelming the room with all of this sound, because even though it's low, there's still a lot of sound. There's like not high volume, but just like, how do you say that? High, a lot of, low velocity, but I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about aircraft, the way aircraft, like high bypass, low velocity, or low velocity and or high velocity and low bypass, or something like a big engine, that moves a lot of air, but it moves it slowly, or a small engine that moves, it moves a lot of air by moving it fast, and but that's what this is like now. But I kind of turned it down, and it seems to image like crazy. I don't know what the hell's going on. I think because it's not overwhelming the room. I don't have too many speakers, so I just have like the woofer that came with it, and then I changed it to that Dayton Audio tweeter. I mean, just kick ass. But I think the secret is you gotta just keep trying things. You gotta listen to all these guys on YouTube channels reading things, tips and hints, and vibration. Vibration is your enemy. So that's why you got to take everything out of the box. You got to take the crossover out of the speaker boxes and put them on something, a hard surface like a brick, and take their CD player or the source out of the boxes, out of those metal boxes, and just sit it on like a piece of wood or something like that. Preferably something that doesn't use a lot of, like no metal, and something that's well grounded and that doesn't vibrate. Because I see people like sitting them on dresses, inappropriate dresses. It sounds like crap. I'm telling you, I tried that. That's when you need like those black diamond racing cones or spikes. If you put them on spikes, even like sit it on a piece of wood that has like those spikes, like even a nail or a screw in it. That'll kind of anchor it. And try and protect it so vibration won't get to it. It makes such a difference. That's where the real money is. I swear to God. I mean, this thing, it seems like high-end audio is a waste of money. When I heard that thing tonight, I swear to God, goosebumps, bring tears to my eyes. But I still can't capture that creamy smooth. I'm still chasing that. I've been chasing that for years now. And but let me see. I think I covered most of the things, but I feel like I'm leaving out a lot of crap. Okay. Till next time, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And thank you. Hope you're able to enjoy this and find some, solace or usefulness. I'm telling you, it's kick-ass, though. It's still a lot of fun. I feel, wow, it's awesome to be able to discover this. Okay, I'm trying to cut this off before 30, because I think I got a 30. I don't think I'm gonna make it there, and they said I had to register or something. Okay, bye.